Welcome to Tech for Better World. Hey everybody, today we're diving into the innovative technologies that are tackling the plastic pollution crisis in our oceans. This is a problem that's been bugging me for a long time. You've probably seen the pictures, right? Turtles tangled in plastic bags, beaches covered in trash. It's heartbreaking, but the good news is there are some brilliant minds out there working on solutions. And some of the stuff they're coming up with is straight out of a sci-fi movie. So buckle up, because today we're going deep into the world of ocean cleanup tech. And trust me, it's way cooler than you might think. Let's get started. All right, before we get to the cool tech, we got to talk about the problem. Every year, over 8 million tons of plastic ends up in our oceans. That's like dumping a garbage truck full of plastic into the ocean every minute. And this stuff doesn't just disappear, it breaks down into smaller and smaller pieces called microplastics, which can end up in the food chain and even in our drinking water. We're talking about a massive threat to marine life, ecosystems, and even our own health. But hey, don't despair just yet. Let's look at some of the awesome ways people are tackling this challenge. First up, we've got the Ocean Cleanup Project. These guys are using giant floating barriers, think of them like giant pool noodles, to collect plastic waste. They call it a boom system. Now here's the genius part. These booms are strategically placed in ocean currents, called gyres, which act like natural conveyor belts, concentrating the plastic. The plastic gets trapped in the boom, and then it's collected by a vessel and brought back to shore for recycling or proper disposal. It's like skimming trash off a giant, slow-moving, lazy river. Okay, so we've tackled the plastic already in the ocean, but what about stopping it at the source? That's where interceptor vessels come in. These are basically solar-powered trash boats that hang out in rivers, which, let's face it, are like giant plastic highways to the ocean. They have these rotating barriers that funnel the plastic into a collection system, kind of like a giant floating Roomba, say, for trash. The collected plastic is then offloaded and, you guessed it, either recycled or disposed of responsibly. It's a simple but effective way to cut off the plastic flow before it even reaches the ocean.
Next up, we've got the robots. Yeah, you heard me right. There are robots out there cleaning up our oceans, and they're awesome. One cool example is the sea bin, which is basically a floating trash can that sucks in floating debris like plastic bottles and bags. They're often deployed in marinas and harbors, acting like little robotic janitors. Then there's Mr. Trash Wheel in Baltimore, a giant solar-powered water wheel that collects trash from the river using, get this, a conveyor belt powered by the river's current. It's like a cross between a water wheel and a Roomba, and it's collected millions of pounds of trash. Now let's get microscopic for a minute. We've talked about the big pieces of plastic, but what about those tiny microplastics? Don't worry, there's tech for that too. Scientists and engineers are developing advanced filtration systems that can remove microplastics from water. These systems use things like special membranes with incredibly small pores or even magnetic particles that bind to the microplastics, making them easier to remove. Some of these technologies are even being tested for use in wastewater treatment plants, which could help prevent microplastics from entering our waterways in the first place. Last but not least, we've got the brains of the operation AI and data analysis. Scientists are using artificial intelligence to analyze satellite imagery and oceanographic data to identify plastic hotspots, the areas where plastic tends to accumulate. This helps cleanup crews target their efforts more effectively. AI is also being used to develop predictive models that can forecast plastic pollution patterns, kind of like a weather forecast for trash. By knowing where the plastic is headed, we can hopefully intercept it before it does too much damage. So there you have it, 6 amazing technologies that are making a real difference in the fight against plastic pollution. From giant floating barriers to microscopic filtration systems and even robots, it's clear that human ingenuity is stepping up to tackle this global challenge. But remember, technology is only part of the solution. We all have a role to play by reducing our own plastic consumption and supporting companies that are committed to sustainability. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more content on how technology is making our world a better place. See you next time on Tech for Better World.